Hello and welcome to the Daily Weekly Podcast.
We'll be sharing our thoughts on a variety of movies and TV shows.
I'm Bradley.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Ridley. I'm back again.
If you are enjoying this, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe and share with a friend.
Out of the way, let's get into it.
So Ridley, give us our educated what we could have written but didn't.
The films you missed, so to speak.
Yeah,
okay.
if you want to put it like that.
The Spiderwick Chronicles. Yeah, so the film was 2008, directed by Mark Waters. The books, for there are multiple, were written by Tony DiTrelizzi and Holly Black. I grew up listening to these audiobooks, right? And when I watched the film, I was actually pretty excited until I realised that they had crammed 5 of the books or something ridiculous like that into one film. I don't understand it, and I've refused to watch it since then.
Budgeting.
So upsetting, you know, because the start of the film is the first book, right? And then when you get to the end of the film, suddenly it's the big bad guy from the 5th book, you know, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, you know. Yeah, it was really, really upsetting to watch, and it really disappointed. Read the books or seen the film?
I remember it. I sort of heard what I was going to say then, and I was like, "You're so stupid." I remember it when it was in McDonald's Happy Meals.
Was it?
Yeah, because he used to be able to get like a little map, and then like a special the red glass. Like red magnifying glass things, and you had to find
when
the
film was
creatures
out,
on the map.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know.
Got a bunch of those books in for the library, and everyone was reading them. I did check one out, but I didn't read it, obviously.
To be fair, the books were fun. I liked the books. The film I can't stand.
No, I know it sounds really horrible because Freddie Highmore is a child in it, but any film where Freddie Highmore does an American accent makes my skin crawl. Because he is so, posh British. Like, if you look at him in Charlie and Chocolate Factory versus the Spiderwick Chronicles, it's not okay. And the thing is, as he's gotten older and developed as an actor, his American accent hasn't gotten any better. I watched all 5 series of Bates Motel, and it actually made me want to scratch all my skin off. It was
I watched the Bates Motel series, you know, because obviously being a film buff, I was like, Alfred Hitchcock. Psycho, wonderful.
What?
And the series
That's what I thought.
It's very average. You know, some of it's good, some of it's really cool. You know,
it's I was really confused throughout because I felt like the Alfred Hitchcock one was definitely set in the 60s, maybe 50s at a push, whereas this one was clearly set in modern day, and that really threw me out. That's my complaint anyway. And Freddie Highmore's accent, but I feel like I can't complain about a child, but I'm going to. So
the damn children.
I have an issue with his American accent. But at least I'm not the only one that thinks that. I thought I was the only one with that opinion.
Yeah, do you want to hear my next one?
Oh, go on.
It's I'm really hoping someone's read this series.
I've seen the film. I haven't read
the Eragon film.
That makes sense.
Ring any bells? You've seen the film? Oh.
Yeah, Brad's gonna
God, yeah. So it's directed by a guy called Stefan Fangmeyer. The books were written by Christopher Paolini. The film just did not encapsulate the books at all. I think there's 5 books in total now. And this was it was Spiderwick and Eragon were the books I listened to as audiobooks growing up, you know, and I really enjoyed them. But the film is so disappointing. You know, it just misses on every mark. It's got Jeremy Irons in, but he can't save it. You know, he plays one of the main characters from the first book, and he's just a bit disappointing, to be honest. You know, he doesn't seem to get the character quite right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You're brutal.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm very
I was
sorry.
just reading up about it, and Ridley's not the only one who felt disappointed by the film.
Well, the film disappointed me.
Very poorly received.
That's life.
It was supposed to be the start of a whole franchise, but because of it was so thingy, it was cancelled, and apparently it was the last film to be released on VHS in the US. I'm surprised they were still releasing films on video in, what, like 2006,
Wow,
2007?
what a
That's crazy.
distinction.
That's saying
you know?
something.
I don't.
Yeah, wow.
I don't even have a DVD player.
Oh,
That-
I mean, to be fair, that doesn't surprise me. in
We still
fairness.
had a video player.
My dad used to have loads of VHS tapes. We had like Red Dwarf. We had on there. We had, I think, 6 or something seasons of that on VHS. We had Star Wars at one point. The Never Ending Story. We had loads on VHS.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we had loads. We had
Wow.
like the whole Friends collection on VHS, and it broke my dad's heart the day we had to get rid of them and replace them with DVD.
I know. I can almost imagine VHS will come back a bit like vinyl has. You know.
I remember
I
that.
hope not. They were a pain.
Come on, they were fun. If they just modernise them a bit.
Oh, I love pulling the tape out of it. Oh.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just appreciate them as little boxes
did
with
that.
films on and stuff. It's
Mm.
fun.
I was like a demon child. I used to, my mum would be like, Rachel, don't pull the tape out, and I'd look her in the eyes and grin and
Oh,
pull the tape
devil.
out. And that was the start of my journey to film.
Horrible. Destroying films to one day love them.
Oh, have you got any
I have
others?
2 more. The next one I'm gonna say was also supposed to start a franchise and also failed miserably. It's Stormbreaker, which is based on the first book from the Anthony Horowitz series, like the Spy series.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I know what you mean.
So it's supposed to
Yeah.
follow like a teenage spy called Alex Rider, you know.
Yeah.
These were books that I read pretty religiously when I was younger. I really enjoyed them. They were great in my opinion. The film, it just felt it felt like a really weak attempt at an action movie with a young star rather than something based on the book.
I was
Are you
just doing
there?
some research on Alex Rider.
Yeah,
that
he's
was all.
still there. He's just a bit quiet. Oh yeah. The only time I think I enjoyed the film was when I was about 7 years old or whatever. Whenever I first watched it, I enjoyed it, and then I
Yeah.
read the books and was like, oh no, no.
There's like a running theme here that they're all books that we would have read in our childhood or
Oh yeah, and
or
then
like when we were
painfully
younger.
harmed.
And then we've watched the film and it's just like destroyed every
It kind of
dream we
feels like
had.
the people who've made
Yeah.
the films are just doing shameless money grabbing, and they haven't really bothered to understand the actual books themselves a lot of the time.
I think that's a big issue in film,
Oh, I mean,
especially adapting
It's
adaptation.
the adaptations and the remakes,
Yeah.
you know, you can tell it's so lazily done just to get money out of people.
They made a TV series for it last year.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I've
Amazon
forgotten
Prime
about
Video
that.
last
They did
year,
make a TV
and they're filming
series.
season 2 now. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I'm a little bit apprehensive, you know, after the disappointment of the film.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a
I mean,
go.
if you do watch it, you'll have to do like a full blown review and everything of it just to be, you know, fully
Yeah.
cohesive. and with
What
your
kind of
journey.
reviews does the series have?
This series,
No,
the
no,
Daily
no, no.
Weekly.
Average.
Okay, I mean, it could be worse, you know. Yeah, I have one more.
Oh, this is our surprise one.
Yeah, because I feel like this might divide people depending on your opinion of the film. A series of unfortunate events.
Oh my god! Why did I not include this in my
So
original list?
the film came out in 2004, which surprised me how old it is. It's directed by Brad Silberling, and it's written by Brett Helquist and Daniel Handler. Daniel Handler, more commonly known as Lemony Snicket, which is his pen name.
Yes.
It was really disappointing, and it's only become more disappointing in my eyes when you watch the series that I'm pretty sure Netflix did, didn't they?
The more I hear about it, the more I want to watch the whole series, because my cousin is 10, and he watches it like religiously. Like, he's watched it time after time after time, and every time I go see him, he is watching it. So I feel like I should watch it, especially as the books even was so good. Like, I read all of those books back to back, and like my mum would take me to the library, and obviously I don't know if they actually came out with paperback copies, but they were mainly in hardback, and we used to go to the library and have to like lug like 2 massive bags for life home full of them. Those books were so good.
I mean, Jim Carrey as Count Olaf was an interesting choice. I feel like it could have worked, but it just didn't. You know.
Yeah, and Meryl Streep was in it.
She was indeed.
That was weird casting.
Yeah, she's done loads of films.
Yeah.
But yeah, like especially compared to the books and compared to the series, it just comes across really poorly. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame.
It's more than a shame. It's heart-wrenching. Especially as we grew up when we only had that film as our like
our
go
reference
to
point.
for once we read the books. Yeah, like a reference point. Like we didn't have the series. Like kids today don't know how lucky they are to have that series. But I think the thing I hated most about the film was a bit like your not Eragon, Spiderwick Chronicles one, was the fact that it kind of took bits from each of the stories and it wasn't very coherent and it didn't really make any sense. They just amalgamated it into one 90-minute mush.
My only thoughts were I was just thinking about the casting. I was doing some research again.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is not one you've seen.
There are better things to be watching.
Oh yeah.
I've also just thought of another one literally just now that was also a really disappointing
Go
film.
on.
The Ender's Game film.
Oh my god, I read the book, but the film was awful.
The film isn't great. It's got Harrison Ford in it. Is it Asa Butterfield?
Asa Butterfield?
Yeah. Film, it felt like it was almost trying to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that about Asa Butterfield as an actor, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I like him in the Netflix series Sex Education, but everything else is a bit like, you know, like it is like,
yeah,
I don't know, I just feel like he's trying too hard.
Yeah, so here's a fact that might just make it clear how disappointing the film was, right? Its budget was between 110 and 115 million, and it only made 125.5 million, you know? That's a profit of about 10 million. That's bad. Budget
not
film
worth
like that.
it.
That's awful. And again, this would have set up, you know, sequels, because there are other books based after Ender's Game. But no. The book is, in fairness, quite a complex and deep sci-fi series. Like it's very, it would be complicated to adapt. So I can kind of appreciate they had a difficult job with it, but I feel like they just shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have bothered. You know.
Shouldn't have bothered.
You know when you think about the films that were made before they should have been. You know, they should have waited till the technology was better to make these films. This is one of them where I feel like they should have waited. You know.
I feel like that with 1984 by George Orwell. I feel so strongly about that. I'm just like, I need to remake it.
Yeah. I mean, there's countless films throughout history that you think maybe would be better with more modern technology. You know, not always, but I think in this instance with this film, I think a bit more time would have been better. You know, maybe think out the film. I think it probably would have worked better as a mini-series, to be honest.
Yeah, like a Netflix series.
Yeah. Netflix or Prime or something.
Well, that's quite an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the films we've mentioned would probably have benefited from being series rather than films, you know?
And I think a series of unfortunate events just proves that.
Exactly. So I think they should have done that with the Spiderwick, Eragon, you know, pretty much all of the ones we mentioned probably would have been better off with it.
A lot of films could be...
maybe even the Divergent
series. To cram everything in.
For sure.
You can develop things at a pace that you need to.
Yeah.
But then some TV shows, you know, they have more episodes than they need, and there's a bit of filler.
It allows the story to breathe more.
If you're basing off something
like the books
do, then surely you shouldn't need to have that trouble, because you know what you have to do, so you can say like, right, this is 6 episodes, this is 10, you know.
I mean, you, Bradley, I know you're a fan of this series too, but they kind of have that issue with The Walking Dead. You know, too many filler episodes.
Yeah.
Which is why my favourite series will always be the first one, because it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But everything in the series is relevant, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas you get to kind of series 6 and it's suddenly there's so much filler, you know, and there's so many essentially irrelevant characters, you know, that you just don't care about. So you got to be careful with how you do it. It's got to be the right amount of episodes, the right amount of time in the episode. So if it only needs half an hour, give it half an hour. Don't stretch it to an hour. Do it right and take your time with it. Don't rush it, you know. And that's part of the problem. Production companies will make people rush their projects, and it often ends up badly, you know. Almost always.
Yeah.
What's this
Okay, brilliant. I feel like we've brought that to quite a nice close there. Yeah.
I can tell you what I've been watching recently, if you like.
Oh, go on then. Tell us what you were watching about 3 months ago.
Well, I've been at time of recording. I've been binging the holy hell out of Skins.
Yeah.
So edgy, but I can't really stop watching it because it's annoyingly interesting. It's just one of those series you just feel like you got to keep going with, you know. I think I'm on series 5, you know, which I think equates to they have generations, you know, so like generations of characters. Every 2 seasons it changes or whatever. So I'm on the 3rd generation, which equates to season 5. You know, it's pretty good. You know, some of it is really not great, but some of it's...
Is it an easy watch, or is it something you really need to like pay attention to?
I wouldn't call it an easy watch, no, because some of it is really dark. Easy watch for you if you want. Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I'm also going to use this as a chance to plug my film Insta again. So, Film is Ridley. I recently did a review on the film Yes Man. You've already watched it,
babe.
Damn.
I've watched all the wrong
Peanut Butter Falcon, also a good film.
Oh, I saw your review of this, and I was like, I'm adding that to my list. I'm going to watch it.
It's not super easy, but it's also not a difficult watch. You know, it's kind of somewhere in between.
It's only,
And that's really fun.
Yeah.
You know, so I would honestly recommend that a lot. It's got Shia LaBeouf in, and he's actually pretty good in it.
Wow, what a shock. Thank you for that. I will definitely be getting on to watching that, because I did... Genuinely, I'm not just saying it. I did add it to my watch list on Netflix as soon as I saw your review, because I trust you.
Well, I'm honoured.
And your film reviews. Take that how you will.
Too much.
Thank you, Ridley, for coming on and, you know, giving us your insight. You are definitely the smartest one here.
Oh, well. I think that says more about you guys than me. I'm sorry about that.
Wow.
I will gladly come
You're
again,
not wrong.
You know? I'm trying to earn that daily, weekly mug, you know.
I mean, it doesn't take much, because I've already got mine, so, you know, just...
Unfair flex. Go check out my social media, guys.
And use our hashtag Daily Weekly
Twitter,
Podcast.
Facebook. The Lost Boy Podcast on Instagram as well.
Playlist
That's
for
coming
more
soon, so keep
podcast
an eye out for
episodes
that.
from us. Some with,
Whoop-woo.
well, all of them with me, just in varying quantities. I make an appearance in every single one. Sometimes it's like a cameo, though.
That's harsh.
Sometimes
Like,
he
as soon as
talks,
Rachel
sometimes
came in,
he just
Bradley's
sits and listens.
visibility just dipped.
Yeah, like my day of being the main character is over. I'm just like, I'm a special guest
like
star.
Stan Lee.
These two are the main
Points,
characters.
you know, just a small bit. Check out their second
I can
channel,
get it.
Daily Weekly 2.
It's really imaginatively named. And Bradley takes full rights when naming that, because he did it so well.
Yeah, their second channel has lots of random content on. Stuff they
And
wouldn't put on
I
their main
show you
account.
how to
There
make
you
a
go.
tinfoil cowboy hat. That's very popular.
It's just
Oh,
Rachel's
wow.
content. There we go.
It's just it's Rachel's channel, basically. It's Do you know what it?
That's
Do you know
not
what
what
that
it's
second channel
for.
is for? It's for when I
People
message
do
Bradley
see
and I'm
them.
like, oh, I've got a video idea. And
He's like,
oh,
just
brilliant.
shove it on
on
the
the
second channel
second
where no
channel.
one sees it.
Let's just hide it on the second channel and hope nobody sees it.
Like, comment,
Missy.
subscribe, and share.